He definitely wanted to be on the jury. Mel reminded me that he was a corrections officer. It is so easy to find him, right? And then his replacement, not even him, his replacement received an anonymous was like, "Are you juror number 6?" That is deep.
Down.
Yeah, at this point, now you're getting the jurors nervous. Like, how did you get my phone number?
Let's not forget the reason he is in jail in the first place to get fined is because of witness tampering.
Exactly.
Witness tampering.
Just like he was like, "Hey man, I know we haven't spoken." Well, remember he got his friend to contact me. "Hey man, this is Jay. I know we haven't spoken, but I was just wondering what you thought. You know what you've been up to." Then when she starts to Diddy, he's like, "Hey big man, you need right? Could you help me refresh my memory? Because I just, I miss you. It's Then the Jane, because this is consensual, right? I mean, I felt like everything we was doing, you wanted to do it too. She was just like, she was confused. She was like, "I thought I told him I didn't like it." And she was like, "Maybe I did." Hung up with him. She started going through her messages. She told him over and over and over again that she did not like the freak offs. I mean, she still did them, so the jury has the right to consider that action as consent. The judge told them that. I mean, he wasn't specific to that act, but he did say actions could convey consent.
But he was also doing nice things for her, friend, her friend, and who knows if he probably helped her out with things regarding her son and her. So, all of that by design to, buy her loyalty.
So very manipulative. And he still, he bought it. I mean, she's mad at him, but she ain't that bad.
And it goes back and forth with me, right? He's definitely manipulative. Then these women with money, let me talk to motherfucker, man. Like they really work.
Yeah, I know. Cassie is less so than Jane. Jane, I feel like Jane just went all out. I'm like, Jane, child. But Cassie,
Jane, let's go with her name. Daphne Joy.
Right, Daphne Joy. Daphne Joy. I feel a little bit different about Cassie, Gemini, because she signed with him. So it was already his responsibility to take care of her. She was his product. So I just kind of feel like, I mean, she had no idea. And I do sincerely believe this, that she had no idea that she was going to end up, that her job was going to be to do freak offs with him as his
I agree with you. I don't think she had any idea it was going to go that route.
You know what I mean?
But she had ample opportunity to pull away, which is weird. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She was definitely a victim. There's no question about it, and a victim of abuse. No question about it. I just don't understand why she didn't completely pull back.
Because the structure of the music industry is a mess. Number one, everybody knows everybody. It's a very small industry, and if your goal is to be a music industry person, whether you're an artist or a worker, right, a person who produces and things like that, you are at the behest of these powerful people. And if you get on somebody's bad side, you might not have a career. And especially if you put your whole life into doing that particular thing, and they don't like you anymore, and they wanna screw you over. That's it. Your life is over. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back to school, do something else. You gotta start from scratch. That's it. There's only one music industry. So yeah, man, it's kind of one of those things that unfortunately they were at the behest of.
Serve God. Those who do not serve God are not wicked, but merely passionless, lacking a sense of self strong enough to ignite selfish desires or deeds. They keep the way of God at fault, which is why they are said not to serve God at all. The true servant of God actively arouses love for God. This can be done in two ways. First, by immersing the intellect in the infinite spaciousness of God. Second, by arousing the passion for God resting within the right side of the heart. Both are ways of serving God, but only the way of immersion is called perfect service. These are subnotes. When you return to your divine nature, Penema Yud, you will see clearly and act godly. Malachi 3:18. Though Malachi is clearly talking about two types of people, the righteous who serve God and the wicked who do not, the Alter Rebbe takes the passage to refer to four kinds of people: the Zadok righteous, the Rasha wicked, the in-betweener who serves God, and the in-betweener who does not. They practice the mitzvot simply because it never occurs to them to be otherwise. Immersing the intellect in the infinite spaciousness, Gadlut, of the infinite Godhead, Ein Sof, induces a self-emptying ecstasy, Bittul Hayesh, that engulfs all form, Yesh. Even the Kelipat Nogah and the Sitra Achra, in the emptiness, Ein of God, the way of self-emptying ecstasy, is called perfect or complete because it leaves nothing untouched. The in-betweener who serves God is a passionate, feeling person who is troubled by the competing voices of the heart, who learns to honor the left side of selfishness by aligning it with the right side of godliness. The alignment comes about in three ways. Some for whom passions are weak conform their actions to the good by adhering strictly to the mitzvot, sacred commandments. This is the way of nefesh, the way of doing. Some for whom passions are stronger focus their attention on the heart's innate yearning for God, doing what is right as a lover seeks to please the beloved. This is the way of ruach, the way of feeling. Others for whom passions are strong but who find themselves drawn more to the mind than the heart set their mind to the contemplation of God's infinite spaciousness.
You take him off his point, and then he kind of veers to a whole different point.
Serving God, and you will return and see the difference between the righteous and the wicked, between those who serve God. The perfect and the perfect are one perfect and not two, nay, are none. Nothing is a secret key of this law. 61, the Jews call it. I call it 8, 80, 418. But they have the half. Unite thine art, so that all is clear. A prophet is a fool with his one. Are not they the ox, and none by the book? Aggregate are all rituals, all words and signs. Ra, who he hath taken his seat in the east at the equinox of the god.
Everybody knows that. We don't want to name that, but he is. He's a magnet.
That we care, you know.
Well, no, I know, but I just want to make sure that anybody who's listening to it on YouTube knows that he's a really horrible, awful human being. He claims to be a veteran. He's not a veteran. He's actually a convicted felon. He's a scumbag. He's he's a skin cell that sits in the basement of his mother's house. He hasn't had a job in years. This is what he does for a living. Is he records everybody's stuff. He's not funny, and we're looking into him, and we've been playing correctly.
Oh man.
Workers are important, teachers are important. They're very important workers. Spend more time with our children than some of you spend with your own children. So that's important. Maybe some walls because if they're hollow, there's a little feature in school, right? Workers are important, teachers are important. They're very important workers. They spend more time with our children than some of you spend with your own children. So that's important. Maybe some walls because if they're hollow, there's a little feature in school, right? Workers are important, teachers are important. They're very important workers. They spend more time with our children than some of you spend with your own children. So that's important. Maybe some walls because if they're hollow, there's a little feature in school, right? Workers are important, teachers are important. Yeah, I think these would be better state charges. This isn't to say that Diddy isn't a monster. Like, obviously, this is a piece of shit. Fuck that nigga. But, you know, to use federal resources on this case seems like, I don't like it.
I wonder why they never brought any of the guys in who said they had been raped by him, like on social media. They've got to know these people. So I'm not, so even that, like people say like they got drugged and I woke up and and I'm like, what was that a lie? What's going on? But it didn't seem like it. Like the one guy, remember the one guy that was like around all his friends and he was crying and he was talking about being a Diddy sex slave and they were like, just giving them comfort. You put your hand on somebody's shoulder. You know what I mean? They were on a radio, like a TV/radio show, and they were providing some, manly support. You know what I mean? When you tap him on the back, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But he was crying. Like, where's he at? I mean, he's already, his story is already public. Why isn't he a part of the
Did you believe him?
Huh?
Did you believe him?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Because I felt like, men don't usually come out and say, stuff like that has happened to him. And he wasn't even fully saying what happened. I mean, he said some things, but like he didn't go into detail. He broke down before.
How old?